Testing, testing. Audio test. Hello, hello, testing audio. All right, welcome everyone. We are now live. This is week one of our inaugural Formula One League. So this is the Lotus 72D, and week one we will be racing at Silverstone 1967 layout. So we have 7 drivers today. Fortunately, 2 drivers were unable to make it. In first place right now we have Ghostworks, and moving down the list we have D Duck, Dr. Mike Losa, Potham Seti, Ashfool, Shane, and Aiko. So the format for this series is we'll be doing a 15-minute practice session followed by an 8-minute qualifying session, and then the race will be a 45-minute single make featured race. The results of the qualifying will determine the starting grid of the feature race. And for the feature race, drivers are not required to make any pit stops. Fuel and tire wear is off, so all drivers should be in soft tires with 1 liter of fuel set to their car. However, drivers will need to pit for damage if they hit their car bad enough. We've done some testing, and depending on how bad the damage is on the car, drivers can be looking at anywhere between 15 seconds to 2 minutes in the pits to repair damage. So this will definitely be something that all drivers will want to avoid today. Dr. Mike Losa will be one of the top contenders of the season. Formula One is definitely his car, so we'll see what he could do in this series. But I think he'll be well off. Some of our other favorites, we have Ghostworks, or Jaime. He's got a lot of practice in. He's one of our platinum members. He's been practicing all day today, so I think Jaime will definitely be a threat on the grid. We also have some new league participants. We have Ashfool, who is a member at Apex One. He will be participating in his first league, so it'll be exciting to see what he can do. We also have Potham Seti and Aiko, who will be competing in their first ever league, so it'll be exciting what they can do as well. And unfortunately, we have 2 drivers who weren't able to make it. Steven C., who has competed in our previous leagues, he has not been able to make it, as well as, I believe, Alda, who has also not been able to make it. So 7 cars on the grid today. Good chance for points. We'll see what they could do. Sorry folks, just bear with me. So I will be the race steward of the day as well as the commentator. My name is Michael Bajaro and I am here live at Apex One in Westfield, New Jersey. So for those of you who don't know what Apex One is, we are a sim racing lounge in Westfield, New Jersey. We have 20 sims in total. All of them are made by Cubic Systems. They're full motion sims. We have various types from Formula One simulators to GT sims, and our best ones, which are called the Ultimates. So those sims will give full motion, and 4 drivers this week will be making use of them, as well as 3 drivers making use of our Formula One sims. So to give a little backstory on this league, this is our first Formula One league. This is also our first league with cash prize on the line. So there will be a $300 cash prize pool for this league. Every week the drivers are competing for points, and at the end of the season, drivers will be awarded cash prizes based on where they finish. So for first place, the driver is looking at $100 in cash. Going down the list, for second place, you will receive $75, $50 for third, $30 for fourth, and $25 for fifth. We are also giving away F1 watch party tickets to a random driver that participates in each week. So we will be doing that for 3 out of the 6 weeks, and this week will be one of the weeks that we give away a watch party ticket. So at the end of this stream, I will be pulling up a wheel, and we will be selecting one random driver to win an F1 watch party ticket. Now, you may ask, what is an F1 watch party? So here at Apex One, for every F1 race we do, whether it's early at 9 a.m. or late at midnight like the Vegas race, we host a watch party. So for anywhere between $40 to $50, depending on if we serve food or not, you can come in, hang out with others, watch the race, and drive on our sims. So with that ticket, you get food included, as well as obviously the watch party, and then you also get 30 to 60 minutes guaranteed on our sims. So it looks like that's the end of our first practice session. Qualifying will be beginning in about 40 seconds. We have Evan DSK Duck finishing in first in practice with a 124.45, and Shane closely behind him. Only 1/10 separates Shane and Evan in first place. Moving down the list, we have Jaime or Ghostworks in third with 3/10 behind first, and just 1/10 behind him, we have Dr. Mike Losa in fourth. So this will definitely be an exciting race. Practice times are looking close. Only 5/10 separates first place and fourth place. Moving down the list, we had, let's see over here, we had Potham Seti and Ashful in the 126s. And then it looks like Aiko was not able to set a clean lap in practice. So hopefully he'll be able to turn that around for qualifying. And here it is. This is our 8-minute qualifying. We have Dr. Mike Losa coming out first. We'll see what he could do in his 8-minute session. And for the car for this season's league. So this is the Lotus 72D. This is our first Formula One league, and being our first F1 league, we wanted to make it a car that was both an F1 car, but also one that's approachable, since many of the F1 cars are way too fast. This car is a perfect balance of both handling and speed. And the Lotus 72D, for those who don't know, I'll just give a brief history on the car. It was a car that was very much revolutionary of its time. This was the first Formula One car to ever introduce side-mounted radiators. So you'll see those big side pods sticking out of the side of the car. That's a design that's still used in F1 today, that was able to drastically change the shape of the car and make it much faster. It also was the first to introduce this sort of wedge shape that you see similar on the modern day F1 cars. And this car was driven in the early 1970s by legendary drivers such as Emerson Fittipaldi. Here we have one of our GT3 drivers, Cole, joining the booth. Cole, do you have any words for our viewers or for the league racers today? Any words of advice?
Rubbing is racing.
Rubbing is racing. There you have it. So that's Cole's strategy. It definitely will be tough in these cars. I believe any sort of hit you get on the side, you'll probably be looking at about a minute in repairs due to suspension, but we'll see if they can keep it clean today. Definitely expecting some incidents, but we'll see how they can drive. For the penalties in this league, I'll be doing all of that manually. So all of our drivers are in a Discord call together, and I will be watching the race as it happens, and anything I catch on the live stream, I will also be going back in the replay. I will be joining the call where all drivers will hear, and I will be administering the penalties. So if you have a small contact where you gain a spot from that contact, I will ask the driver to politely give the spot back before the end of the lap. However, if there's more major damage, such as major collisions, unsafe track re-entries, or entering the pits unsafely, I will be administering stop and go penalties that range anywhere from 10 seconds all the way to 30 seconds. Going back to the Lotus 72D, very interesting and unique car. This car makes use of a Cosworth DFV V8 engine. It has around 450 horsepower, making it very manageable, but also great handling, as you'll see with the big front wing as well as the rear wing. This car also has inboard front brakes and a torsion bar suspension, which helps reduce its unsprung weight and further improves its handling. This car is, to many, it's known as the most iconic and successful F1 car of all time. This car brought Lotus 2 Constructors Championships as well as 3 Drivers Championships. So we'll see if these drivers can extract the full potential out of this car, but it is definitely a handful. And going on to our track. So for this season, we will be taking a little bit of a unique approach. We'll be going through the history of Formula One throughout the weeks. So this is a 6-week-long league. The first week, we will be in Silverstone. This is the Silverstone 1967 layout. And as the weeks progress, we'll be gradually going into later, more modern F1 tracks. Next week, we will be looking at possibly a 70s track or a 90s track. And then as the weeks progress, we'll move into the early 2000s. And then we'll move into one of the more newer tracks that have recently released, possibly being Miami or Vegas, soon to be announced, nothing confirmed yet. And then our season finale, week 6, will be in an F1 track that is confirmed but has not been raced yet. So that should definitely be exciting to see, get a small taste of what the future Formula One season will look like. We currently have Shane sitting in first place. Only 2 tenths separates him and Mike, and 6 tenths behind Shane, we have Jaime in third place. So a little bit of a history lesson of 1967 Silverstone. This is obviously an old school version of the track. You have no chicanes, no runoff. You'll see a lot of grass, hay bales, definitely giving it the feeling of an old F1 track. Some of the famous corners include corners known as Copes, Maggots, and Beckett's. These corners were wide open, and as you'll see in this track, requires a ton of commitment and bravery. You can take this track super slow and be super safe, but the real time gets crunched down in that bravery and hugging those walls, as you'll see of Shane doing right there beautifully. We also have plenty of long straights and sweeping corners. This makes the bravery even more rewarding, as just losing a little bit of time in the middle of the turn will cost you way more tenths going down that straight. The circuit is also very flat, as you will see. There's minimal barriers, so any mistakes can be very costly. This is a throwback to the golden era of Grand Prix racing. This race will hopefully make for some pure, fast, and unforgiving racing. So hope you guys are ready for some exciting action ahead. Here we have Ash Fool sitting in 6th place. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds left of qualifying. Each driver will be able to get one more lap in. Our fastest times are in the low 24s, and the slowest times are in the high 26s from Ico, who's sitting in 7th. And right below him is Ash in 6th, who is at a 26 flat. So we still have just 8 tenths separating first through fifth place. So it should definitely make for an exciting race. But we also always stress the importance of remaining consistent and remaining clean, not only to avoid penalties from the steward, which will be me today, but also to keep your car safe and out of damage. As I previously mentioned, any damage you face can cost you anywhere from 15 seconds all the way up to 2 minutes in pit repairs. There you see that beautiful Ford V8 engine, very revolutionary engine of the time. This engine was used in many race cars beyond Lotus. You also see the super active suspension. This car was very unique, very revolutionary, something you did not see at the time. You also have that beautiful rear wing, which is adjustable. This league is an open setup league, so drivers are free to change the setups of their rear wing angle as well as their front rear wing angle. They can also adjust suspension as well as many other things, including the anti-roll bars. So we'll go on board with Evan for his final lap. Looks like Shane has crossed the line in completing his qualifying, as well as Dr. Mike Losa has completed his qualifying. Jaime is currently on his last lap, sitting 2 tenths behind Shane in first. So we'll see if he can make up that and qualify in pole position. As he goes to cross the line, let's see if he can improve. Does not look like it. Let me pull up the map for the broadcast for all of you to see, if we have it here. Put their real-time positions at the top. So as you see in the top left here, this will show all the relatives of the driver. We also have further information on our screen for you viewers. We have the driver's speed and gears, which you will be able to see in the bottom right side of the screen. And it looks like that will conclude the qualifying. So in pole position, we have Shane with a 124.2. Closely behind in second, we have Jaime Ghostworks with a 24.4. And just 200ths will separate both Jaime and Dr. Mike, who sits in third place with a 24.43. So super close gap between second and third. We also have Evan closely behind. He sits just 2 tenths behind third place, sitting at a 124.6. Moving down the list, we have Potham Seti, who qualified just 1 tenth behind Evan at a 124.7. And then our two guys in the bottom of the group will be Ashful, qualifying in sixth with a 26 flat, sitting 1.7 seconds behind our leader Shane. And finally, in last place, we have Aiko. As you'll see, we have 4 minutes until the grid. Hopefully all drivers have made sure to adjust their setups to put on both soft tires and to lower their fuel all the way, as this will drastically help in their times. Yep, and if you haven't noticed, we will be doing a standing start for this race, and drivers are going 3 wide. So maybe either an advantage or a disadvantage for Aiko starting in the back, who will be by himself. And we have Shane, Ghostworks, and Dr. Mike Losa all sitting next to each other. Shane starting on the left side, Jaime in the middle, and Mike on the right side. Moving back in the grid, we have Evan in fourth, starting in the second row on the left side. In the middle, in the second row, we have Potham Seti, and on the right side, we have Ash. And finally, in the back, we have ICO. So drivers have 2 minutes left to set their cars up, get prepared for this race, and the lights will then go out. This will be a 45-minute race. No pit stops are required, although pit stops will be heavily recommended if drivers pick up damage on their car. I'll also use this time really quick to plug our memberships here at Apex One. So many of the drivers on the grid are actually members, and a trend here at Apex is our members are often the fastest drivers that we have. This is no coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. This is because the sheer value and the time you get. Practice makes perfect in racing, and the more seat time you get, the better you are. So the memberships we offer at Apex One, we have 3 tiers. We have the black membership, which is our base tier. That'll be $100 a month, and that'll get you 4 20-minute sessions on any simulator. Moving up, we have our gold membership, which will be $50 more. That's $150 a month, gets you 9 20-minute sessions on any simulator. And finally, our last membership we have, which most of our league guys today have, is our platinum membership. So our platinum membership is the best value we offer at Apex One. For $200 a month, you can cancel at any time. You get unlimited racing. So what is unlimited racing? Unlimited racing is unlimited racing. That is right. You come in and you can spend the whole day here, as we have many of our members or degenerates that spend many hours. We had Jaime here until 2 p.m. practicing, so we'll see if that pays off. He's currently in second, so I think he's in a good spot. And with that being said, it is lights out and away we go. We have Ash Fool making a few spots up right off the bat. Here we go into turn 1. Uh-oh, contact off the bat. That will have to be reviewed. We have Ash Fool going off, Ico going off. Looks like Jaime slowed down, may have taken some damage, as well as Mike, who looks like he's taken some suspension damage. We have 3 drivers who were able to make it out clear. Evan sits in first, 3 tenths behind. We have Shane, and in third place we have Potham Seti, who sits 2 tenths behind. Take a look at Shane's view. See if he can make up any spots. Uh-oh, looks like Shane going to make a move. Completes it on the outside. We have Shane and Evan going side by side with Potham Seti 6 tenths behind. Evan will sit just behind Shane. Looks like he made it through, although he is fighting back. You have a close battle. Oh, and it'll look like Evan going for the lunge, and Evan completes the overtake. Beautiful move by Evan, completing a double overtake. We now have Shane, who dropped 2 spots, sits in third, with Potham Seti closely behind, who now goes wide into the grass. Oh, and Potham Seti going wide. It looks like we have further contact behind. Shane is in the grass. Shane looks like he's taking severe damage. Uh-oh. What happened, Shane? What? Why can't you pit? Pit? You can't drive?
who's not
So
here.
what happened? You hit them?
Yeah. I was coming out of the turn, and they're just sitting in the middle of the racing line.
See that. Mike's still in the
Go back to see.
I'll go back after this. So it looks like Shane had contact with the driver that was stalled. Shane unfortunately damaged his engine and had to tow his car back to the pits. So he's looking at 3 minutes of wait time. And moving back up to the start, we have Potham Seti making a move on Evan for first. Looks like he will stick it, and he did. So now we currently have Evan fighting back. Evan making a move wide. Looks like he stuck it. Evan sticking the move. Now sits in front of Potham Seti by 4/10. And 7 seconds behind is Jaime in third. Dr. Mike will be making it out of the pits now. Fortunately for him. We have Ash Fool sitting in fifth, followed by Aiko in fourth. And it looks like Potham Seti will be pitting for repairs. So he will be giving up his second place position, unfortunately. And that will move Jaime into second as he passes him through the pit lane. It's like Potham Seti might have a bit of repairs. We'll check on him right now. Sorry, folks. So we just had an incident with one of our drivers, Shane, who unfortunately took his damage due to a weird system error where my host driver appeared as a car on the grid, which caused Shane to hit him. So this caused Shane about 3 laps time lost in the pit stops. So at the end of the race, I will be removing 3 laps from Shane's total lap time. So although you guys will see Shane is sitting 3.2 laps behind everyone else, he is still very much in the race, as that time will be getting removed. So moving back to the race, we have Evan sitting in first. Looks like Evan is building a comfortable lead now over Jaime, who is 6.4 seconds behind. Moving back on the grid, we have Ash Fool, who sits at 16 seconds, followed by Aiko at 14 seconds, Potham Seti, who is 19 seconds behind our leader, and Dr. Mike Losa, who sits a minute behind our leader. Oh, looks like Jamie is locking up, going into the turn. And Ashful looks like he will be getting past. One more second. All right, and we are back. Shane is now back in the race, sits 2.7 seconds behind the leader with looks like his gap will be 73 seconds if I read that correctly. So we will be doing a post-race analysis of our incidents. Unfortunately, I don't have a second monitor to view the replays and do race control live. It is very hard to catch the incidents as they happen, as I want to show you guys the live feed. Looks like we have an incident in the back. Who was that? Shane spinning out. Looks like Shane is having a rough time recovering from his previous scramble. Moves off the track, but luckily does not go into a wall due to all the runoff, so he will still be in the race. And it looks like Evan continues to build his lead in first place, who now sits 8 seconds in front of Jaime. So we'll go on board here with Evan for a lap around the beautiful 1967 Silverstone layout. So this is the start of the lap. I'll be giving you a quick guide around the track. You'll see this Lotus revs super high, going up to 10,000 revs. You'll see you'll downshift into second gear. This is a very fast sweeping turn into the wall. You want to make sure you very brave into that turn and you don't lose a lot of time, as it has a long straight ahead. Now moving on, we then have another sweeping right hand turn, another second gear turn. Shane taking that at 80 miles per hour, although he misses the apex. Evan, correction. And here's the long straightaway. So this is where the car, you really hear the revs, you build the speed, and you just enjoy what you're driving. He hits 165 down the straight, will downshift into second gear, misses another sweeping right hand apex, but he is still sitting very comfortably in first, so he can afford that. Now we have another sweeping right hand turn. As you'll see, many of the turns are similar on this track. It's very much a momentum track. You want to make sure you don't lose those times going into those long straights. We're gonna go back here to Potham Seti, who sits in 5th place, just 5/10 behind Aiko in first. Looks like he'll be taking a move on the outside. And sticks the move for 4th. Very clean move there by Potham Seti. No incidents, definitely nothing to review. So far it looks like I'll be reviewing that first lap incident at the end of the race, as well as making deductions to Shane's overall time, as Shane now sits 2.9 laps behind. During this off time, let me just inform all drivers that the incidents will be reviewed at the end of the race, and Shane will be having adjustments made to his placement. All right, sorry about that, folks. I'm now back. Just had to inform the drivers of the adjustments, as well as make sure everyone is okay on the sim. We are now back. We are on board with Jaime, who is making up the gap. Sits 6 seconds behind Evan, who is in first, with 30 minutes left in the race. So we still have 30 minutes left. Plenty of time for Jaime to catch up. We'll see what he can do with his lap times. We'll take a look here at the total leaderboards. Let's see if we... Alright, so still trying to figure out the broadcast. Unfortunately, I cannot show you guys the full timings, but you guys will be able to see in the top right what the current timings are. And ignore that penalty. That is not for Jaime or anyone on the grid. That is just for the commentator car. Apologies for the errors. So there we have Mike pushing the car into the grass. That last turn is definitely a tough turn to take. This car has no ABS, no traction control. It's very easy to push it too hard and very easy to go wide, just as you saw from Mike Losa. Mike will be looking to take this next turn, hopefully better. Haven't seen too many drivers hit this apex too close, but if you can get close to the wall and gain a wide entry, you'll get a lot of time going down this back straightaway. So a little bit more about the car. As you may have known, this car has no ABS and no traction control, making it very hard to drive. It's also very lightweight. You can definitely throw this car into the turns, as you'll see there from Mike, which will give you a lot of time. We have Potham Seti sitting in fourth place, just 4.5 seconds behind Ash. So we'll see what he can do with that gap. See if he can make it up. And now let's go into a little bit of a backstory of some of our drivers. So Potham Seti, who sits in fourth, he is one of the newer drivers at Apex 1 as I look up his history right now. Potham Seti has done about 100 laps at Apex. He participated in our first ever hot lap challenge, which was at the Red Bull Ring in the Porsche RSR. So Potham said he got fourth in that challenge out of, let's see, fourth out of 70 drivers. So there's definitely some potential in his time. Looks like he unfortunately fell victim to that early incident, which cost him a lot of time. He also did our fifth hot lap challenge at Apex, getting fifth place out of 31 drivers. So there's definitely potential there in Potham Seti's time. And for those who don't know, our hot lap challenges are a bi-weekly thing that we do at Apex 1. So you can use any sim for our hot lap challenge. These challenges run 2 weeks long. Looks like we may have had an incident with Ashfool going off the track, losing his spot to Potham Seti. Let's see if he could regain safely. Looks like he can. So unfortunately, some good time lost there for Ash. He will lose his third place spot. Now sits in fourth. So Potham Seti is now in third place, 43 seconds behind third. And moving up the grid, we have Jaime in second place, who is 6.5 seconds behind Evan in first. So going back to our hot lap challenges, you can participate in our hot lap challenges. There's no entry requirements. All you need to do is purchase time on our simulators. So you can purchase 20 minutes starting at $30 on our GT Pro, Formula 1, and GT3 simulators. And you can also purchase our best simulators, which 4 of the drivers are currently driving on. These are the ultimates. So for $35, you get 20 minutes of racing on the ultimate. However, you can also make use of our many promotions that we have here at Apex. We do happy hour every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. That gets you 40 minutes of racing instead of 20 minutes for the same price. You can also come during our many events, which you can also put in times for our hot lap challenge. And this hot lap challenge is our 16th hot lap challenge. This will be at Oulton Park International in the Lotus 211 GT4. So for this challenge, there are prizes for top 3 drivers. The first place driver will get 3 free sim sessions. That's 60 minutes of racing, $105 value. And second place, you will get 2 free sessions. Sorry, we will actually be cutting to Shane, who looks like he spun. Rough race for Shane. See if he can recover from that. Definitely some time lost there. Does not look like he's picked up damage though. Good for Shane. And we'll take a look at our driver's damage. It appears that one of our drivers, which I believe is Evan, who sits in first place, actually has heavy front wing damage as well as damage to the rear wing. So you may have noticed the gap has decreased by 5 seconds since I've last mentioned. I definitely believe this is due to the front wing damage on Evan's car. We'll see if he'll notice the drastic reductions in time and whether he'll make a pit stop or not. Could see the back wing looks a bit banged up, and Jaime's car looks in near perfect condition. So no damage on Jaime's car. He sits now 1.8 seconds behind Evan, making up about a half a second per lap. No damage on the car. It's looking good for Jaime at the moment, who still has 23 minutes to make up that gap that now sits at 1.5 seconds. So again, folks, going back to our hot lap challenge, sorry for the interruptions. There's been a lot of spins during this race, but this hot lap challenge will run from the 22nd, which has already started, and it will be ending on June 1st. So you have about 1.5 weeks left to set your fastest time. It is the Lotus 211 GT4 at Oulton Park International. So a bit of British racing for this hot lap challenge. We are in the UK for this race, so a bit of a UK takeover for this week. We are on board with Jaime now, who now sits less than 1 second behind Evan. See if he can make up the gap on this lap. I think we'll be looking at a first place overtake either on this lap or at least within the next 2 laps. So we'll see Evan again losing some time there on the first turn. Looks like Jaime will be making that up on the straight, reaching speeds of 150 down the sweeping left-hander. Brakes hard at 160 miles per hour. See if he could hit that apex. Couple feet off the apex, and now he's on the straightaway. 6/10 behind Evan. 5/10 now. Long straight to make up some more time. Evan's still looking at some bad front wing damage as well as some rear wing damage. I did notice Evan take a look at his damage, so wonder if he's contemplating taking a pit stop now, as he will also have to worry about Potham City. And here goes Jaime for first place, and going on the inside, it looks like he'll stick it. Slight lockup on the front right tire, but he sticks it, and a clean overtake by Jaime for first place. And there it is. There it is. Looks like the damage was too much for Evan to hold on to the lead. We now have Jaime in first, already building an 8/10 gap. 20 minutes left in this race. I think Jaime is going to run away with this one. So I can we can confidently say that Evan has lost first place, but his next worry will be Potham City, who is now in third place. Potham City has a 40-second gap behind Evan, but as I said, Evan is looking at severe damage on both the front and rear wing, as well as possible suspension damage. So we'll be looking at the gaps closely, seeing if Potham City can make up this time but it looks like he's already making up at least a second just on this lap alone. Moving down the grid, we have Ashful sitting in 4th, 30 seconds behind third place. And in 5th place, we have Aiko sitting 16 seconds behind Ash. And in 6th place, we have Dr. Mike Losa, who looks like he'll be making a pit stop. Appears that he has damage on the rear wing. Think he'll be getting that fixed up, avoiding some more time lost on those straightaways. Wonder if Evan will be following suit soon, although it looks like he's hanging on. So we'll see how long Mike stays in the pits. Definitely looks like he'll be repairing the damage on his car. Will not be changing tires or adding fuel, which is not required for this race. But damage will be very costly on all the turns, and especially the long straights in this track. So we have Mike still in the pits. Looks like Shane might be getting a pit lane overtake as he nears closer to the pit lane exit where Mike still currently sits. Shane reaching speeds of 160 miles per hour, 163 down the straight. Braking hard into the sweeping right-hander, gets just a few inches away from the wall. That'll be looking like a nice exit for Shane, who is definitely building momentum and hopefully starting to get a hold of this track. We have 18 minutes remaining. Ghost works, Jaime sits in first, followed by Evan, Potham Seti, and Ash. Another lockup by Shane on the right-hander. Looks like many of these drivers are suffering from front right lockups. This could be caused by both hard, heavy braking down the straight as well as too heavy forward bias on the brake bias. So Mike Losa gets out of the pits. Shane's still sitting behind Mike, 1.6 laps behind. We have a 30-second gap from third to second. So far, Potham Seti has made up about 4 seconds in the past 2-ish minutes. Definitely looks like he's hunting down Evan for second place, who still has yet to pit for repairs. And I'll be taking a short intermission to check the back of the drivers. I'll be taking a look at Dr. Mike, Ash, and Aiko, and I'll be getting back to you guys shortly to see if they have damage on the car, see how they're doing. And we are back, folks. So it looks like we have no damage for the drivers in the back of the order. Looks like the only driver that is currently suffering from damage will be Evan, who is in second place. Potham said he has been making up the gap, now sits 24 seconds behind Evan with 13 minutes left in the race. Looks like he made up 11 seconds in about 6 minutes of racing, so we'll be seeing if he can make up that gap, and we'll be on board with Potham City for a few minutes. We also have Aiko in fifth, who sits only 2 seconds behind Ash for fourth place. So we'll actually be going on board with Aiko for a few minutes. Here's Aiko behind Ash, now 5/10ths behind. Looks like Ash has some rear wing damage and will be pit stopping. So it'll be Aiko making an overtake for fourth place due to a pit stop from Ash, who looks like he'll be having to replace the rear wing on his car. So here we have Ash blowing past the pit stop, losing more time there. Will lose even more time due to the damage that he'll have to repair. Aiko now sits in fourth, Potham Seti in third, with Evan in second. Back on board with Potham Seti, who now sits 21 seconds behind Evan. Looks like he does have a driver in between. Goes off. Oh, and it looks like a spin from Potham Seti, but he does recover. Definitely will lose a few seconds on that one. But fortunately, he did not spin out and damage the car, so he's still in the race. Dipped his tire wide on the grass. Goes a few inches from the wall on the apex. Straightens his car back out, and he's back in it, sitting 24 seconds behind second place. We have Ash still in the pits. We'll see if Mike can get an overtake from that. And we're back on board with Potham Seti. He reaches 155 down the straight, 160, 162. Brakes hard, fourth gear down into third. This is the start of the lap. As you see the motor bridge marking the start-finish line. Here you have the sweeping right-hander. Potham Seti picking up 90 miles per hour down into the apex. Definitely something you only see in the F1 cars, making them super difficult. Hits 150 down the straight. Brakes hard again, down into second gear, into another sweeping right-hander. So it looks like Potham Seti has been managing his tires as well as the brake bias well. We haven't seen too many other lockups from the drivers. Also know Ash is back on the grid, holds his fifth place spot from Dr. Mike. We have Evan, who sits in seventh. Shane, who sits in seventh, who will still be having some time adjusting to his final result. We have a slight lockup in the front tire from Potham Seti. Looks like he now sits 20 seconds behind Evan, who is also 20 seconds behind Jaime in first. So it looks like Jaime will be running away with this win. Looks very comfortable unless any last minute spins or damages. But we do have 10 minutes left in the race. 17-second gap now to second place. This will be a hunt till the very end, ladies and gentlemen. And before this race ends, I'd like to also bring light to some of our other events at Apex 1. So besides our Formula 1 watch parties, which I've previously mentioned, we also host many car shows. So these car shows are often held in the mornings. They are cars and coffees. They are most of the time held from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And our next one is coming up on the 8th, I believe. Either on the 7th or the 8th. You can follow our Instagram, Apex1NJ, for updates. This will be a 2-hour-long cars and coffee here at our Sim Racing Lounge in Westfield, New Jersey. For $20, you get 20 minutes of racing. We will have a full schedule of racing posted soon as it looks like Aiko goes wide into the grass, goes down into the hill, still sits in 4th place, but I don't know if he may have taken some suspension damage there on the re-entry. You'll see there's not many walls on this track, but there is definitely tons of runoff, and if you get caught in the grass, it is definitely a long recovery back onto the gravel. We're back on board with Potham Seti, sits 16 seconds behind now, making up about 2 seconds within the last minute or so. He has 8 minutes left to make up a 15-second gap. We'll see if he could do it. Must hit all his apexes on virtually all these turns leading up all the way till the end of the race. Looks like he'll get a bit of slip angle down into that one turn. Goes down the straight. Keeps the car stable. Now 15 seconds behind. And just a reminder, this league we have a $300 cash prize pool for all competitors. This is a 6-week-long league, so although this is the first week, some may have not hoped for the race they would have wanted, such as Mike and Shane, but there is still many weeks ahead and many laps to make up the gap. So the prizes are the following. The first place driver at the end of the league will receive $100 in cash. Our other cash prizes are $75 for second place, $50 for third, $30 for fourth, and $25 for fifth. We also will be doing a random giveaway at the end of this race. So one random driver that has participated in this race will be winning an F1 watch party ticket. Now have a 5-second gap between Potham Seti and Evan. Definitely looks like he's hunting him down quick. Looks like Evan continues to struggle with body damage. Evan is also sitting behind traffic. This is sure to hold him back. We'll see who that is in front. And it looks like Mike will be pitting again. It looks like Shane sits in front of Evan. I will not be blue flagging Shane because Shane still has time to get adjusted on his final race time. Although he does sit in 7th right now, he will be having about 3 laps removed from his final pace. So it'll be a tricky one for Evan, who will have to battle both Shane, who sits in front, who does look like he's picking up pace, and Potham Seti, who now sits 1 second behind Shane for second place. Shane going wide. Oh, and Shane spins, and that'll be second place for Potham Seti. Sorry, Evan spins. Evan loses second place. Looks like the damage was too much for Evan to hold on to the lead. He was definitely pushing the car too much, and he loses his spot. Evan now in 3rd place, 15 seconds behind Potham Seti. Looks like his hopes of second place are now over, and he'll be hoping to hold on to 3rd place for the end of the race. We have a quick second to show the replay of the spin by Evan. I don't think we'll be able to see that, unfortunately. Here it is. Here's the replay. So we have Evan going wide into the grass, spins out, and that is unlucky for Evan. He's taking another look at that one. Take a look at his onboard cam for the replay on that. Going wide into the apex, into the grass, catches the left tires and just couldn't get out of it. That was a tough loss for Evan. Apologies for the timing screen, which currently looks like it's decalibrated. We'll be trying to fix that. Aiko going wide. Looks like a trend in this race. Damage on the front and rear end of the car, which is definitely causing some instability around the corners. Aiko sits 3.4 seconds behind Evan. We'll see if he can make up that gap. We have 2 minutes left in the race. Jaime sitting comfortably in first, followed by Pothamseti, who sits in second, Evan in third, and Aiko 3.4 seconds behind in fourth place. And we're going to go on board with Jaime, our leader, for the last 2 minutes of the race. Jaime looks to be bringing it home. As I previously mentioned, Jaime is one of our platinum members at Apex. Looks like his time spent practicing today has definitely paid off. Spent a few hours at Silverstone prior to the race, practicing both the setups of the car, getting more familiar with the track. As you'll see, he hits that apex there at about 100 miles per hour, then goes to about 150 down the straight. See if he can hit this apex too. You'll clearly see a lot more precision in Jaime's driving, hitting another apex compared to many of our drivers who have gone wide on a lot of the turns, often leading them into the grass. Super consistent race from Jaime. Definitely paid off with the practice he's done. And again, I highly recommend, if you don't have already, purchasing one of our platinum memberships. This is concrete evidence of what the membership can do for you here at Apex. Gets you unlimited racing. You can come here however early you'd like, hop on the sim, and get a feel for the track. So this was 1967 Silverstone in the Lotus 72D. This is week 1 of our Formula One Racing League. Many points on the line. We have a $300 cash prize pool on the line, and 20 seconds remain. So this will be the last lap. We have Pothamseti sitting in second with a 42-second gap. Moving down the grid, we have Evan in third, Aiko in fourth, followed by Ash, Dr. Mike, and finally Shane, who sits in seventh. And that will be last lap. We have Ash Fool 6 seconds behind Aiko. Doesn't look like he'll be making up that gap. Pretty big gaps all around the board. You have 42 seconds, 1 minute separating second and third, 9 seconds separates fourth and third, 20 seconds separates both fifth and sixth, as well as sixth and seventh. So it looks like these will be the final results of the race. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this amazing racing at the 1967 Silverstone layout. Make sure to tune in to week 2, where we will be racing again, same day, same time, Tuesday at 8 p.m. We'll be racing same league for 6 weeks straight. This was week 1 out of 6. And Jaime crosses the line for first place. Congratulations to Jaime. Potham Seti looks to complete his final lap. See if he can finish cleanly. And that is it for Potham Seti, who finishes in second. We now have Evan going around the corner. Looks like Mike and Shane will be ending their race. Evan bringing it home, third place, followed by Aiko. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is all she wrote. So we'll be pulling up the tables shortly. If you can bear with me. All right, and these are the results, ladies and gentlemen. Fastest lap by Shane with the 123.3. Looks like Potham Seti, who's in second, will be getting the second fastest time of a 23.7. These are the total final results. We have Jaime in first, Potham Seti in second, who finished on the same lap with a 42-second gap. Moving down the order, we have Evan DSK Duck, who finished in third. I'll be making an adjustment to Shane's finish, who will be finishing the race in fourth place. So we have Shane moving up the grid to fourth place for his final finish. And then we have Aiko, who will finish in fifth, followed by Ash and Mike, who finished in seventh. So that's all for today. I will conclude it with our final wheel spin. All right, guys, so you may have seen, 3 out of the 6 weeks we're doing a giveaway for a F1 Watch Party ticket. So it just goes to a random driver that participated in the race. So I have all of you guys on the wheel here.
I thought this was given. I was going to win.
If you don't see your name, let me know. I believe I have everyone. Good luck, everyone. And here we go. So this is for a free F1 Watch Party ticket that you could use on any race. And the winner is Ashful. Congratulations, Ash. You are the winner of our week 1 F1 ticket giveaway. So we'll be emailing you with your ticket, which you could use for any F1 Watch Party to go in for free. So congratulations. And these are the results, guys. So we had a small hiccup with Shane. There was an issue with the commentator car that I was using. For some reason, placed the car on the grid. I don't know if I could view it right now, but Shane crashed into him and had 3 laps of repairs. So Shane will be having his time adjusted. So Shane will be finishing in 4th.
Oh, come on. That means I'm last.
So Shane was given 3 laps of gap.
Starting a drivers union.
So we have Jaime taking pole position for week 1, race 1 in first. Potham Seti in second on the podium. And last on the podium, we had Evan, who I have to give a lot of credit to for doing basically the whole race with damage on the front and rear end of your car. I saw you were the only one with damage. I think it was Potham Seti catching up to you. I think he was making up like
2 to 3 seconds like per lap just from the damage you had. I was like wondering, are you gonna pit for repairs? Are you gonna stay out? But yep, you toughened it out. And I think it was worth it, because I think if you would have pit with the amount of time for repairs you would have had, I think you would have lost that third place spot. So it was good that you were able to stick it out. Obviously you lost second from that, but I think that was the right call. But yeah, that's it for this week, guys. Thank you all for showing up. Next week,
What's the track?
track will be revealed tomorrow. It'll be revealed on the Discord tomorrow. So, you guys can practice once it's revealed. And if you'd like to, now that you guys know that it's open setup, if you guys want to come in, practice more, you guys can mess with the wing angles, all that. And it'll definitely give an advantage if you learn the car over time. But that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,